86 here, talking quickly about the Street Fighter 5 news. This is about a week old, but I still wanted to cover it because I had some pretty strong thoughts regarding what Yoshinori Nono said about Street Fighter 5. And this is coming from a guy who just kind of really got deep into Street Fighter 4, and I finally understand it, the pros and all the backing, the skill curve, and just I really am now very passionate about the game because it is a lot of fun, and I've gotten a lot of friends into it now. So, Yoshinori Nono said about 5 days ago, with Street Fighter 5, we have a fantastic opportunity to create something with a larger scope, a game that encompasses all that Street Fighter has become in the last few years, but which also expands on that to become something it has never been before as well. You continue to say, so now we want to create something that nobody's expecting. It's going to be a title that caters to fans, of course, but one that also invites completely new players onto the scene. Street Fighter 4 was about reviving the passion. Street Fighter 5 is about growing that passion. Okay. That's... oh, God. Okay. So, he talks about, if you guys don't know, Street Fighter 3 came out in something, like 03, 04, maybe 2002. Then a decade later, about over a decade later, they brought Street Fighter 4 back because it's obviously their biggest fighting franchise, and you wonder where Mega Man went. But I don't know anything about Mega Man, so my overall thoughts about this is, if they do something stupid with Street Fighter 5, there's going to be a lot of community backlash, and they're also not at the point where they can take huge losses. Sure, their cash flow is up, and the worth of their business is up, and money is coming to the company again, because the fact that they made the old Resident Evil games, and it shows Capcom that there is now an audience, and there has never not been an audience for true horror survival Resident Evil games. But they now know, based on the popularity of these fighting games, and the fact that people like me keep on buying the expansions, however I buy them on Steam sales when they're like $4, that they just keep on buying these games. They see that there's a demand for fighting games, and that's why they push Street Fighter 5 out so fast. And if you guys don't know, Street Fighter 4 came out in like 2012, I think, and then Super Street Fighter 4 2013, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, which is like 2014. I think like later 2014 they released Ultra Street Fighter 4. I don't know the exact release dates, but that sounds sort of kind of right to me. But long story short, they released Street Fighter 4 four times, adding minimal changes, balance updates, and new characters. And I think a few new maps, but maps are irrelevant. So my biggest worry and concern about this game altogether is they say that they're going to make a game that caters to the Street Fighter audience, but it's also going to invite new players. Now, my worry about this is they might make links too easy. They might make inputs too easy. And the key reason I'm worried about this is that in the new Mortal Kombat game, I'm not the biggest Mortal Kombat fan, but I own it because my friend's like, oh, it's like 50 cents, you should totally just buy it. And yes, I'm friends with old people. So I bought that game, and I understand how hard fatalities are. I understand the combo system. I think it's much easier than Street Fighter, but that's a different video for a different day. So they are making the entire game, or most of the game, a key mode into microtransactions. The game on PC might still be broken with a 3 GB issue, and they have fatalities be as easy as one-click buttons. No, fatalities historically have been kind of hard attacks to input, and the fact that they're oversimplifying them to cater to a new audience. And also, this new audience of gamers is, I think they're kind of a bunch of pussies, honestly, because when you play old games like Super Meat Boy, people think those games are hard, when in reality they are, like Super Meat Boy, Mega Man, those... what I'm thinking about, I can't name the genre, but you know those genre where it's like you're in a ship and you're on one screen and you're just flying, and you can go forward, back, left, right, and backwards, and you just have to avoid all the lasers. If you guys are retro gamers, kind of like I am, because I'm 18 right now, and people are like, you haven't been through the hard games, but no, I have. I've definitely played hard games, and not just those wussy hard games like Call of Duty on hard mode. No, like legitimate games that take skill beyond having you hide behind cover while they shoot and then you poke out and shoot. I played legitimate hard games. So my biggest concern is that they're going to over retro or over make this game too easy. They're going to oversimplify it and try to cater to the new audience, because that's kind of what I think that Capcom will be doing for the new Street Fighter 5 game. And if they make the game too easy, they're going to upset the audience. If they make the game too hard, then it's going to be much harder for newcomers to actually get into the series. Now, personally, I think that Street Fighter, I don't think it's incredibly hard. I think you might need a good teacher to get you into it, because I have 186 hours. It's any normal Street Fighter play. That might not sound like a lot, but I've gotten really into it as of late, and I feel like I could have put in a lot less time to be where I am today. But the reality of it, once again, is I didn't have a teacher. I spent a lot of time in practice. I looked up some combos. I busted out those combos, made sure I can do them consistently online so I don't fail. And now I want to enter a tournament back in my home state, Michigan. But anyways, long story short, Capcom, Yoshinori Ono, be careful about this. You guys, I hope, are intact with your audience. You guys know how to make a good fighting game. That's kind of what you are known for. You guys are known as people that are capable of making good fighting games. Do not let the Street Fighter fans down, because we didn't see a game for about a decade back in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and now they're releasing Street Fighter 5 as early as February 2016, or sometime in 2016. Apparently February 2016 is going to be a lot of good games release dates, like Street Fighter 5. I think Uncharted's coming out, and Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm excited for all three of those, even though I'll probably not play Uncharted, because I obviously do not own a PS4, but I'm not going to buy a console for a game, unless it's Kingdom Hearts. That's a very key exception, but then again, that's my bias. But I've done a lot of rambling in this video. Long story short, keep the game hard enough so the hardcore fans do not have to make the biggest adjustment. Well, I don't know. Apparently they're adding parries back, and they're also taking out the focus attack system, so we're not going to see ridiculously long string together combos. But I hope they have some combo canceling system, because I think that's what makes the game shine. The fact that you can learn how to do focus dashes, and that'll make a big difference in the games, because then you're going to be able to inflict more damage. It's going to take more time to practice, and it's going to overall increase players' playtime in the game, and then they're going to want to play online, because they learn that there's a whole new layer of depth about burning meter management, when to use meter, when to throw fireballs, when to do sweeps, how to anticipate, play the Yomi game, and just stuff that I love the fighting game scene for. But overall, those are my thoughts on Street Fighter 5. Capcom, do not casualize this game, but please don't do some bullshit like Street Fighter Cross Tekken with the whole gem system. That was complete ass. So, anyways, those are my thoughts. You should check it out and have a good one. And be sure to subscribe for more Street Fighter content. Leave a comment on your guys' thoughts if they think they're going to be over casualizing this game. And be sure to like the video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.